Welcome back to Man vs Film. Mine, the latest movie to star Armie Hammer, has just arrived on video on demand, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever way you want to pick it up and watch it. And the basic story is about this soldier who is in some unnamed country doing some unnamed mission. He is in the middle of the desert with his spotter. He's a sniper. He is looking at a target. He's to take out, and he's a crisis of conscience because for some reason or other, this guy is having a clandestine meeting in the middle of the desert to get married. And because his son's getting married here, Armie Hammer's character doesn't want to shoot, and then they kind of catch a glint of his scope, and they have to go on the run while these people are chasing after them. As luck would have it, stumbling across the desert trying to get to an extraction point, his partner gets blown up by a landmine and he finds himself stuck on a landmine for the rest of the movie. This is very much like 127 Hours, minus the charisma of the lead character, minus the art direction and the basic stylisation of Danny Boyle, and most importantly, the opening 20 minutes that allows you to get to know the main character. In 127 Hours, you get to know Franco's character. You get to see him interact with people. You get an idea of his lifestyle before this terrible event happens. Here, all we know is he didn't want to follow orders and he could have let a guy get away to cause unknown amounts of damage because his son or somebody was getting married. You can see what the movie wants it to be, and it never quite achieves it because I'm not invested in this character. The opening scene doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't attract me to that person. It doesn't make me empathise with that character. For all I know, he's just an empty cipher that I can't put anything onto, so I get nothing back from. So when he stands in this landmine, I'm not invested. I don't really care. I'm just waiting for the next plot point to move on. And you can kind of see certain things happen as he slowly gets dehydrated and runs out of water in a scene that feels very similar to 127 Hours, but nowhere near as cool. He starts to hallucinate, similar to the other movie that I keep mentioning. And again, those sequences are kind of flashback to his life. But by this point, we're well into the movie, and they're trying to put a story onto the character now. Feels a little bit forced, and I'm already checked out. The typical things happen. It gets dark, wolves or some sort of thing attack. He has to fight them off in the darkness. He has to fight off tiredness, dehydration, all these kind of things, as he slowly begins to hallucinate and have people coming to talk to him, to tell him stories that affects various things in his past life, kind of solves problems that he had years ago that we're not that interested in because they kind of get shoehorned in later on to a character that we don't really care about. There are some nice shots and action in this movie, but it does feel very much like a rip-off of 127 Hours, and for that I can't really forgive it because it's not even a patch on that movie. It doesn't broach anything close to any good thematics at all. The movie's kind of devoid of anything other than just this one guy trying to survive, and even that's not compelling enough to make it an interesting watch. Like I said, this is on video on demand, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever you want, and I'd strongly suggest avoiding it. It's going to appear on one of the streaming services sooner rather than later if it's something that you are interested in. I didn't really like it. I had to struggle to get through it, and overall I gave it 1.5 out of 5. It's got some nice photography, and Armie Hammer does decent enough but not fantastic. The direction and the writing really lets him down here, and that's a shame because I had high hopes for this one. Have you seen mine? Did you like it? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.